The travelling show reaches Port Elizabeth today, and for South Africa, a win will ensure them a place in the final of the Standard Bank Series. Hello, welcome to the highlights of this South Africa-Zimbabwe match here on a sunny day at St George's Park. We're all rather breathless, frankly, after the other night when South Africa sneaked home against England. Incidentally, that has not ensured them of a place in the final. Let's have a look at the points table and see how things stand. South Africa, of course, lead it. They've got the most wins. Zimbabwe have sneaked ahead of England on run rate. Now, were Zimbabwe to beat South Africa today and then England to beat Zimbabwe, it wouldn't be certain that South Africa would go through. They would have to work very hard on their run rate. Consequently, they really do have to win this match here today, and if they do that, of course, then they're assured of a place in the final. Very much then a case of all to play for. Let's have a look first at the teams. The South Africans have made two changes. Nicky Boyer, the left-arm spinner, comes in instead of the all-rounder Peter Stradham, and Henry Williams, the quick bowler, is back in the side instead of Nanti Haywood. It was a great surprise when Williams was left out the other day at Buffalo Park. No changes to the Zimbabweans. They're confident. They really are riding high so far in this tournament with a couple of great wins against England and South Africa. We'll pick it up now with South Africa having won the toss and chosen to bat on what looked like a good pitch. Their openers, Louis Kuhn and Herschel Gibbs, are at the wicket.
Cut away, that'll be 4. So Kuhn opens his scoring for this innings with a boundary.
A couple more shots like that, he'll entrench his place for a long time. Given just an element of width. That one bounced. I was quite surprised to see it. He got over the top of the ball beautifully.
Wide and just over Streak's head. I think he timed his jump to perfection. He's quite a tall man, so I don't know that he could have done more in terms of catching that. But Gibbs almost stopping the shot, but he gets away with it.
Herschel Gibbs loves to drive. Didn't pick the right one here, had to stretch for it and stood there watching anxiously as Streak got up. Tried it with two hands. Perhaps a one-hand grab might have got him higher.
That's a good shot. 4. Beaten the man just in front of square that we were discussing earlier. At such pace that it's beaten the man who's, well, not right behind him, obviously.
He knows it's into the gap perfectly. As he hits it, doesn't even think of a run.
That's well fielded. And just stop me saying 4 more. And, Louis Kuhn perhaps only getting it on the toe end. Right in the middle of the bat. What a wonderful bit of fielding. Murray Goodwin, I think, is the man. Oh, there's trouble here. Oh, dear. Well, Kuhn refused to move. Gibbs always running to the danger end. And he called him straight away. Yes, yes, yes. I think Louis Kuhn's got to have a little thought about that as to whether he might perhaps have run for the batsman. As soon as it got past the bowler, pace has been taken off the ball and just stranded. Kuhn hasn't moved. Gibbs run out for 11 and the first wicket goes down at 23. It's a good shot from Kuhn. Moved towards the ball. Alonga tried to get it wide of him and paid the penalty.
He realized that Henry Alonga had got into a very nice line and length, so tried to change it and succeeded by going down the pitch to him and just stroking that one through the cover point field.
It was through the covers and it's 4 runs. Nice shot by Jacques Callis.
Slightly over pitch. Majestically stroked through the covers.
Bowled. Well, that was a strange looking shot from Louis Kuhn. And Henry Alonga has bowled him.
A loose shot from Kuhn. Not there to drive and
not really trying to play attackingly, just a half-hearted push at the ball, and that's a good delivery. Come back off the seam and gone between bat and pad. Maybe a slight inside edge, but really a bit of a loose shot from Kun, and he'll be disappointed to get a start again. Gone for 13. South Africa putting themselves under pressure. 37-2. This is Callis. Short and wide. He just seems so calm today. And he seems to be in position before the bowlers even let the ball go. To that position, back and across, and the ball races away. Again, he starts with a bad one, and against somebody like Callis, that's going to be punished. Short and wide. In the air for a while, but it doesn't really matter because it's wide. He can hit it as hard as he can. Just delays the shot slightly, so he makes sure that he hits it behind square.
Oh, he's even taken it backward point, Mackenzie. A brilliant, brilliant catch by Goodwin. And Neil Mackenzie goes, hurried into the shot, it seemed. A little bit in the air, and the Goodwin made it count. That's all it needs. Good catch, and Mackenzie is out.
Quite a good over from Gary Brent, and it's just forced a little mistake as Mackenzie stands tall and needs, he thinks, to get the ball away rather than just drop it and let it work off the pace of the ball. Tremendous catch. He's caught some good ones, Murray Goodwin, in that position. We've seen some fine fielding in that position. Mackenzie's gone for 6 at 66 for 3.
He cuts that one for 4. Savage shot again from Jacques Callis. There's so little margin for error for Gary Brent.
Callis' savagery, though, is quite elegant, isn't it? As savagery goes, you'd rather you watched it from Jacques Callis. It's always a lovely full free swing of the bat, and he finishes with the bat whipped over the shoulder. He doesn't punch many strokes. He really makes the full swing.
They might push for a second here. Olonga is going to throw at the bowler's end. Cronje could be in trouble with a better throw.
That's well played, and he's got it past the short man near the square leg umpire. But it doesn't go to the boundary. 2 this time. Oh, it's gone straight up in the air. And Hansi Cronje is out. Now that will be a great blow to the captain because he's trying to play properly. We saw him almost in East London as though he was trying to hit his way out of poor form, and he hit one in the air there. This time he has not. He's resisted playing any big shots at all. He's been content just to knock the ball around. And isn't it amazing? At the moment he does try to go for a shot, it goes straight up in the air.
Choosing the wrong one, of course, to try and hit it over there. It was a little bit too far up to him. Brent, who has come back very nicely with the ball after a shaky start, has achieved his objective. He's got his second wicket. Hansi Cronje goes for 13, and the South Africans 97 for 4.
This is well played through mid-wicket. The man at backward square leg who's racing round the boundary and will cut it off, and they only get 2 there. And that's a bit naughty. I think there should have been 3 there. This is in the air, and he could be caught, and is. Oh dear. South Africa once again in trouble with 5 front men out and just over 100 runs on the board. And once again, it's going to be left to Klusner and company.
Trevor indeed put the markers on it. He'd never failed to get 10 here. John T. Rhodes again mistimes one as Hansi Cronje did. He goes for 3, and South Africa in trouble now at 106 for 5.
This is past the backward point. but there's cover from third man, and it's 2 runs, and enough to bring Jacques Callis's 50 on the board.
Oh, that would have been tight, and it's gone all the way down to long off, but both batsmen too far past the stumps to take advantage of that. Look for 2 and have to hurry, and do. Klusner has got it past mid-wicket with power, but long on has got round and cut off the boundary. In the air, can that get to the boundary? No. Lance Klusner yet to hit a boundary. Played away. Gone for the second. A longest throw in. We have a very confident looking Zimbabwe fielding side, and that often tells a story.
Yes, I think he's really struggling, Klusner, and I think Klusner thinks he's struggling too. This is a wonderful bit of fielding from Henry Alonga. The pace to the ball, and then the pick up, and look how quickly he gets that in the air. Look at the quality of that throw. Fantastic stuff. It's tight. It's out. Brilliant cricket, Henry Alonga. Klusner's gone.
So Klusner goes 29 from 53 deliveries. Very rare innings from him without a boundary. 164 for 6. That's a glorious stroke, but it's not going to reach the boundary.
Now it's swung away down to the boundary, and the first boundary that we have had since the 18th over. Quite phenomenal, and it was a bad ball by Gary Brent. He really lost it altogether, and it was also a no ball.
It's the no ball. It's above waist height. Callis does well to actually get it away. Sometimes those are quite awkward. Fortunately for him, it was directed down the leg side, so he's got the room to get it away.
That is an amazing shot from Jacques Callis. My goodness, how good was that?
That was great. Well, you can't swing the bat harder than that. John Daly tries with the golf club.
And now he hits powerfully again down the ground. But there's a man at long off in Alistair Campbell. They do well to get a second. Good running.
Pollock does very well. Slow ball from Brent, but Callis has the presence of mind just to wait for it. Still whacks it powerfully, and as a result, Campbell wasn't able to attack the ball, had to stay out of the boundary. Pollock saw that and got back for 2.
Heath Streak. Pollock walking down the wicket and has played this beautifully away, backward to square on the onside for 4 runs. Last, the boundaries are coming.
Uses his wrist so well. Streak trying to get it full, but Pollock had walked down the wicket and also walked towards the offside, so Streak just drifted down the leg side in the end, although it was directed at the stumps.
He's bowled in. Good delivery. He knew that Pollock would be walking about his crease and trying to give himself room one way or the other. And all he had to do was bowl it up there in the block hole and straight.
He has got good control, Heath Streak. You can't get a better placed Yorker than this. See it pitching almost on the crease, and that's just perfect. Pollock giving himself room, because if it's in the arc, it could go either over mid-wicket or extra cover. But he's bowled for 8, he did quite well. Just the 1 boundary. South Africa 188 for 7.
Hit very hard. Again, there's a man down there. Knocks on. This is good running by Boucher. streak just knocked on, and it gave them the opportunity to come back for the second. This is very, very high. And I don't know that anybody's going to get there. And it's 4 runs too. 1 bounce. My goodness, that went high. It went up and up and up.
It was very well hit indeed. Across the line, just slogging over mid-wicket. It's in the arc, it's there. He's got his left foot out wide towards the leg side to give himself room to play the shot. Very good effort by the Zimbabwean fielder here to try and drag it back. I think it's a ground flower.
2 away from the 200. I think that's more important from South Africa's point of view. Boundary here off the last ball. And it's a very good hit. There's a man underneath it. Now he has to leap up into the air, and he couldn't make himself tall enough over the head of Heath Streak down at long off. A mighty good hit by Jacques Cullis off the last ball, and it brings 6 runs and the 200 for South Africa.
That was an outstanding innings from Jacques Cullis, and what a way to finish it off. A thunderous strike over mid-off for 6. He ended up with 98 unbeaten, and Mark Boucher at the other end with 6, but still the South Africans are not batting well. Even Lance Kluser today finding it very tough going on a slow old surface. 204 for 7 then, their final score. The Zimbabwe bowlers, 1 wicket for Henry Alonga, an early one, none for Johnson, and Gary Brent picking up 2. He bowled quite impressively in his first spell. His streak, much the best of the bowlers, 8 overs, 1 for 21. It was a surprise for me that Andy Flower didn't get 10 overs of his streak in. Guy Whittle, 1 for 34, and Grant Flower doing well with his little brand of left-arm spin. 205 then, if Zimbabwe are to win this match, and if they do so, of course, it sets that table wide open again and puts South Africa under enormous pressure. Come back and join us after this break.
You already know the best actors, the best comedians, the best stunt people, and the best costume designers. Hey, maybe you should be a director. Desktop Movies, now premiering on an iMac near you.
The new Fiat Punto, the ideal car for the man of today. Now let's go through things nice and slowly, shall we, boys? Lovely new engines under the bonnet, which you can stand and stare at with your mates. Better handling with a new torsion beam suspension, set up with compact spring and damper units, which gives you something interesting to talk about when the football season's finished. And it's really slinky looking, which means you can fantasize about pulling in it. Perfect. Spirito di Punto.
That's not your dad. He's too old.
The years don't show on you. That's because my grey hair doesn't show.
Just for Men takes off the years grey puts on. Apply and in 5 minutes rinse. Just for Men blends away grey for a natural look in just 5 minutes.
What do you think of my dad now?
Just for Men takes off the years grey puts on.
I've been thinking about pension companies recently, which is something I just have to put up with. Some of them pay part of their profits to shareholders, which is something I don't have to put up with.
When you're having a day and a half, you need a chocolate and a half. Cadbury's Dairy Milk. It's the glass and a half that makes it a chocolate and a half.
Like most victims, Julie knew her killer. It was her son, who was sitting behind her without a seatbelt. After crushing her to death, he sat back down.
This is Egg's new credit card that guarantees you against fraud on the internet.
What does he know about fraud? This is all fake. I'm an actor. What's real is I'm old, not very fit, and worried about being ripped off. So if this Egg card makes shopping online safer, shouldn't I be telling you about it?
Oh, shopping. But show me now, eh? That's what women do, isn't it? Shop.
And of course, no commercial would be complete without the token black man.
At Egg, you're an individual, not a stereotype. So apply for the Egg card at egg.com.
So, click on that mouse today.
Do shut up.
Yes, I am actually a classically trained actor, thank you.
Extended 0% finance is available on the Fiat Punto, Bravo, Brava and Seicento. Call 0800 71 7000. Perfect.
Welcome back to a lovely sunny day in Port Elizabeth and the highlights of this South Africa-Zimbabwe match in the triangular tournament over here. 205 if Zimbabwe are to win this game, and if they do so, the Cat will be well amongst the pigeons in the points table. We'll join it with the Zimbabwe openers, Neil Johnson and Grant Flower at the wicket.
Well, there's an indication. The first ball's gone straight along the ground. Zimbabwe on their way with a bye. He's out. First ball. Beautifully caught by Louis Kuhn at second slit. So South Africa get the breakthrough they need. They need a few more, mind you. They've got to bowl Zimbabwe out here.
Grant Flower, first ball. And the duck is almost crying on his shoulder.
Oh, how that didn't hit the stumps, no one knows. End of an outstanding over. Zimbabwe 1 for 1. Just look at this.
Watch the foot movement or lack thereof, and that's why as soon as the ball deviates off the seam, he looks vulnerable to me.
Cullis over the wicket to the right-handed Wishart. My goodness me. Now, Wishart was not aware then. He played the shot. And what seemed like 10 minutes later, I think the ball rolled up against the stump. That could well be out, but it isn't. Why not? Let's have a look.
Very good delivery, very good shot. Batsman with, once again, feet across the crease. The ball angling down the leg side.
Bowled. Problems for the Zimbabweans early on here.
Well bowled again.
Cut away. 4. Too short. And Johnson's first boundary. 9 for 1. Bowled in. Pollock strikes for the second time. And now a problem for Zimbabwe.
Top quality fast bowling from Sean Pollock. He's been nipping them back, he's been swinging them away. And this was another one of those that seemed to come straight back into him. Didn't move, in fact, very much there. Held its own and took the top of the off stump. Fast bowlers can't be more satisfied than that when they see that sort of thing happen. Wishart, another one of the Ducks' victims. 9 for 2.
Big shout. Is it wood or is it pad? Boucher didn't look convinced that it was wood.
Certainly was pad. Whether there was bat as well, we'll have to look again to see. Forward he goes, and look, it's very close in there. But I think it beat the inside edge of the bat and only hit the knee roll, or just above the knee roll.
Well, that's good fielding. But Johnson well home.
He's got this one through, Johnson, and that's 4 runs.
Looked to me as if Cullis was trying to just take the pace of that delivery a little, but he dragged it down short and wide.
Certainly is the sort of day that you wouldn't mind spending on the beach. That's 4 more. And this is a very expensive over from Jean Cullis. He's very cross with himself, and he should be, because he's dished up a few nice, juicy, long hops. It's caught! No doubt about that. Just hung the bat out, heard the nick as clear as anything, saw the deflection. We're nicely positioned right behind the stumps. And Alistair Campbell on his way.
Pollock over the wicket, just getting the ball to go across the left-hander Campbell. He's been out a couple of times in that region. His strength is through the onside. But there you say, just holding his bat out to dry. Clear nick, no doubt about it, and comfortable catch for Boucher.
Well, he hits it straight down the ground. It was a bad ball because it was a full toss, and then no fielders right behind the stumps down at the bowler's end. See Johnson, he's absolutely amazingly clean hitter of the ball.
There's an appeal.
Oh, it's a very tight leave from Johnson. Very tight. If the ball had come back at him at all, he'd have had no hope. Wow.
Oh, now, from that reaction, you could gather there was an edge there.
It sounds like a big one. Let's have a listen.
Gone straight over the top, and that is such a good shot because there's no one down there. We didn't see the South Africans do that today, but Johnson just hit on the up and lifted it over the inner ring. There's no one there. 4 runs, 45-3. Now, how about this one? That is out. Delight for Cronje. Goodwin goes. He can't believe it. And Zimbabwe lose an absolutely crucial wicket in the 20th over. They're 52 for 4.
Very like the dismissal of the Zimbabwe batsman, and Goodwin was one of them against England. When Mark Elam gets close to the stumps and holds the ball up, Cronje able to do the same. I felt that he would be the most dangerous bowler after Pollock on this pitch.
Well, Johnson made nothing of that whatsoever. Wasn't all that short, and he just smashed it for 4 backward and square.
50 for Johnson. Lovely innings. He's hit the ball so cleanly on a pitch where most batsmen have struggled to time the ball.
Struck away, and that's more runs for Zimbabwe and for Andy Flower.
Can't really understand this coming round the wicket. Takes those rough areas out of play.
Played some shots, and this is up in the air. And, oh, it's a marvellous catch. And what an important wicket. That of Neil Johnson. And it's the captain, Hansi Cronje, who has taken a brilliant catch.
Absolutely unbelievable. It was the sort of catch where he couldn't run facing the ball all the time. He couldn't turn his back on the ball and run lengthwise. He had to do half and half. It went high enough, fortunately for him, but look at this, half and half, and then has to dive at the end. 2 hands on it, brilliantly caught, and quite rightly showing this tremendous delight. Well done to the captain. Neil Johnson goes, and will this prove vital? He goes for 56, and it's 97 for 5.
Oh, well timed. Very easily done. Full toss, and he just made it look as if he was swatting away a fly. Well, it was Rhodes who misfielded in the first place. and then rode through to the wrong end. Have to hurry. Oh, they did hurry. Now then, if Flower has gone, we can say that the game might have gone for Zimbabwe. It was fraught with danger.
The direct hit is always worth a good half a metre or so. And just judging by the reaction of the South Africans, they think it's out. And will Ian Howe? Oh, it's close.
I think he's just gone. I think Andy Flower has gone. This is a disaster for Zimbabwe. Bat in the air is out, and that is in the air. The bails have gone on the line. It is a brilliant bit of work. He's gone. Herschel Gibbs. I think Flower had to go too. He was called by Carlisle, who got committed to it. Flower backed up a third of the pitch. I think he had to go. That was a disappointment. He wanted to send Carlisle back, I suspect. 120 for 6. Andy Flower gone for 37. Oh, what about that? They're going to ask again. Boucher likes it. Now, Whittle was the man going to the danger end. Another sprawling Zimbabwean, desperate to make it. South Africa think they've got their man. Whittle isn't quite so sure. Boucher's been very sharp here. Gets the glove off. Fantastic work. Let's have a look.
Yes, he has to run round it. And he's beaten Whittle quite easily in the end. Has to give him green.
Live wire and a very good performer too.
That's well hit.
God, that was a good shot.
It was full and really difficult to get pace on the ball, which is as full as that.
He's fetched it, and it might have found the gap. It has. What a good stroke. 2 super shots in 3 balls from Guy Whittle.
Suppose with a visor, it doesn't take as much courage as the days, pre-helmet days, but still, play that shot against a seamer takes a bit of courage.
And he does. Boucher urged him to it. Beautifully taken out in the deep. Against a bright sky, there are some happy faces out there. Whittle, a potential match winner, has gone. Maybe Zimbabwe have gone.
Perhaps just not the experience to see it through. He's got 2 boundaries already in this over, going for a third. And it's Kun out there on the deep mid-on boundary, making a lot of ground. Remember, as he's running to it, his head would have been moving up and down. The ball would have been doing the same in his vision. But he just falls forward, dives forward in the end and takes a good catch. He's got good hands. And Whittle is gone for 12 of only 12 deliveries.
Up in the air. And out. Klusner the catcher and long on. Streak had to go for it. Nearly 10 runs and over required now. So boundaries, the call of the day. Preferably big ones, over the rope for 6. Didn't hit that far enough.
Well bowled by Hansie Cronje, changed his pace successfully so that his streak never got it in the middle of the bat, and a good running catch from Lance Klusner. He judged it to perfection. His streak is out for 4. Hansie Cronje gets a valuable wicket. In Zimbabwe, 148 for 8.
Chip that just over the top of Gibbs's head at backward point, and we'll get 2 runs. So that'll be the end of Hansie Cronje's spell, we would guess, although it's not all 10 overs. 51 for 8, 5 overs to go. Bowled in! And Williams deserves that wicket. He's been searching that block hole for these last 2 overs, and the batsmen have valiantly dug him out, and dug him out, and dug him out. Now he's dug out the leg stump. Excellent.
Well, Robin has said it all. Look at this delivery. A little bit of reverse swing. That's what beat the inside edge of the bat. He tried to hit it away because he needs to, and instead looks back to see the stump cartwheeling away. He played very nicely for 17, but he's now gone after 44, and Zimbabwe are 151 for 9. South Africa well on top.
Bowled him again. Repeat performance. Great stuff from Williams. Same stump, same delivery, different batsman. The game's over. South Africa, in the end, convincing winners. The batting performance wasn't convincing, but we understand that the pitch wasn't conducive to stylish batting.
That was the most impressive and professional performance by the South Africans. They are masters of defending a low total. They field outstandingly well, and I thought all the bowlers, with perhaps the exception of Nicky Bowyer, did a great job there. 56 for Neil Johnson at the top of the order gave a sniff to Zimbabwe, followed by 37 from Andy Flower. When he was run out, the table had really turned, and Stuart Carlisle found it very hard going. The bowlers for South Africa, Sean Pollock, look at those figures. 8 overs, 4 maidens, 3 for 7. He blew the top order away, and he was back to his very best. I'm sure he bowled a little bit quicker too today. Jacques Callis tidy. Williams 2 for 30. He's a pretty handy medium pacer. Hansie Cronje outstanding with his brand of medium pace, and 2 wickets down there for Lance Klusener as well. South Africa then winning it by 53 runs. They are assured of a place in the final at the Wanderers on February the 12th. After play, I had a chat with David Houghton, the Zimbabwe coach, about the big game coming up against England. But first with Sean Pollock, who's had a very good week. Sean, 2 match-winning performances in a row. We got the impression that you cranked the bowling up a bit today. You seem back to somewhere near your best.
Yeah, it hasn't been feeling great in the last 2 games before this, but today it felt pretty good, and it was swinging a bit, so I felt in good rhythm.
When we had a chat earlier in the tour, you agreed that for a lot of this summer you haven't tried to bowl top pace, but you definitely ran in a bit more strongly today.
Yeah, I've been talking with a couple of people, and we decided that maybe we've got to try and get a little bit more zip back in. Well, it's all good and well landed in the right areas, but the zip needs to be there too, so I'll try to run in a bit harder and put it through a bit more.
Quite an impressive professional effort today from South Africa. The fielding and the bowling all round had the efficiency of old, I thought.
Yeah, we fielded very well for a change. We haven't been up to our usual standards, and it's something we've been aware of and trying to work on. So it was a much better fielding and bowling performance.
Take us back a couple of nights to that game against England at Buffalo Park, when you came in under such pressure and you played 2 match-winning shots. You played that very delicate little sweep off Mark Ealing. Was that pre-planned? Be honest now.
Well, I've actually had it done to me a couple of times in a few games, and it's been quite effective. And the ball before was the first ball I received from him. I hit to the cover to Hussain at short cover. I just didn't think I could get anything through there to go to the boundary, so the next option was to try and go leg-sided. And I'd actually been practicing in the net the day before, and I just thought, well, here it goes. King will look like a bit of an idiot, but it worked out for me, and it's great. Obviously, you've got to try something at that stage.
Davey, that haircut celebrated the dramatic win in Durban against South Africa, which made you very proud. Today, not quite so good.
No, at least I get to keep my moustache, eh? No, it was just a little bit too far for us today. I think out-batted by Jacques and out-bowled by Sean Pollock. The guys gave a huge commitment in the field. I thought we did well there. Just didn't bat very well. Technically, we didn't bat very well.
You've got 1 game now to make it good, to see if you can get to the final. It's against England at Centurion. You've had a very up-and-down tournament, a mixture of really good performances and rather disappointing performances. How do you feel about that England game now? Are you still quite confident?
Yeah, just the way the series has gone, we drew the good performance on Wednesday, because it seems to have gone that way, you know, good, bad, good, bad. Yeah, we're still pretty confident. I mean, we didn't really do much damage today. It was going to go back down to that last game, and now it's a case of whoever wins it. There's no run rates involved or anything like that. We just got to make sure we address 1 or 2 batting middle problems, and the guys are still confident, and we're bowling and fielding well. That's the main thing, so we can compete.
You do have a fantastically good record against England. I guess that helps you psychologically.
Definitely, yeah. We've got a good record against them. We played well against them in this tournament. I mean, we beat them by a long way the first game. They beat us by a long way the second game. And so, you know, it's sort of 50-50 game. We've got a good record in the past against them, so I'm hoping it goes to us.
Thanks very much for joining us. David Houghton there, the Zimbabwe coach. It's worth reminding everybody of the situation between Zimbabwe and England in one-day matches. Believe this or not, Zimbabwe have won 6 to England's 3. Let's have a look at the points table now. South Africa are guaranteed a place in the final, and deservedly so. England and Zimbabwe, they will battle it out at Centurion on Wednesday. If it would rain, then England would get through because they do now have a superior run rate. I say Centurion on Wednesday. Of course, we're bringing you highlights of that match, and they're at the much earlier time of 11:30 in the evening. So join us for those if you can. For the moment, from here in Port Elizabeth, amidst the aftermath of joyous South African supporters who are celebrating the fact that Jacques Kallis batted beautifully to set up victory, and then Sean Pollock, the rest of the bowlers and the fielders made certain of it. I say goodbye to you.
Maximum security prisoner of war camp. During World War II, over 300 escape attempts were made. 1 in 10 prisoners made it home. Real prisoners. Real stories. Escape from Colditz continues Monday at 9 on 4.
The Divine David with his friend Jay Kloss are healing problems and sprinkling sadness. A good way to start for later. Next.
In their lifetime, the average person spends 49 years thinking. 23 years in the land of Nod. 4.5 years eating. 2 years in the bath. And only 5 minutes paying bills with direct debit. Do it with a debit. Direct debit.
Call now on 09069 100 600 for a live one-to-one chat. 09069 100 600.
American Beauty is a classic, a brilliantly original and distinctive work, a contemporary masterpiece, simply superb. Everything about this film is brilliant, 10 out of 10. I rule! Now, winner of 3 Golden Globes, including Best Director and Best Picture of the Year. American Beauty.
Where can I freshen up?
With Clairol Herbal Essences, shampooing isn't a chore. It's a pleasure.
Yes! Yes! So is my car ready?
It'll be a little while longer. Herbal Essences, a totally organic experience.
Eternity. Calvin Klein.
Receive your free Valentine's gift with any purchase of £35 from the Eternity Fragrance Collection.
The new Hyundai Accent comes with power steering, dual airbags, and a 3-year unlimited mileage warranty. At £7,699, it's a large hatchback for the price of some small ones. What more could you ask for? Sorry, the World Championship Rally version isn't for sale. The new Hyundai Accent. Call 0800 981 981. Hyundai. Prepare to want one.
don't think we're boyfriends by mistake. You know, you let him think it, and you love it.
Back with a bang. Queer as Folk 2, soon on 4.
Do this or I go.
Under no circumstances was that man to go into that operating room.
Shut up, Carrie, or get out of here.
May I?
ER. The new series continues Wednesday at 9 on 4.